Good morning. This is Real with Robo, and I saw the stupidest, most stupid status I ever seen in my entire existence on Facebook this morning. This page called God, you know, he wanted to say, or she wanted to say, or they wanted to say, or whatever wanted to say, but I'm going to say he because God is a he. Period. Okay? So, anyway, he said it's been 16 days. How them egg prices doing? Basically, that's not exactly the wording. All right. Let me explain something to everybody who don't know anything about politics, okay? Because clearly y'all listening to them Congress people that get up and are like, well, the egg prices ain't down, the milk prices ain't down, the gas prices ain't down. They're not going to be down right now, okay? Unlike Bidenomics, though, they are going to go down. Number one, we are fighting inflation. Number two, there are tariffs being set. But on the back end of all that, what these politicians ain't telling you, and this is both left and right. So I'm not targeting nobody, okay? I'm not saying the left-wing voters that voted for Kamala and whoever. I'm not saying all that. Because you know what? You have a right to vote the way you want to vote for what you believe in. And I respect that right. And I think it's about time that we get back to respecting that particular right and conversate civilly. Okay? So here's what it is. Yes, we're going to be paying more for a while because the tariffs make the people that produce these things pay more. So we're going to have to pay more. So unless you have your own chickens in your own little garden, you're going to pay more. But what is happening on the back end of that is Trump is saying, hey, look, I'm going to cut all this red tape. I'm going to make it easier for you guys to produce what you need to produce here in America. And I'm going to give you a bonus for that little sticker that says Made in America. I'm going to give y'all some benefits for making stuff in America. What's that going to do? That's going to make a job boom. Not like what Biden did, when he lost 6 million jobs and then brought back 16,000. But it was at the time when the seasonal workers like construction people and field working people and the rest of that go back to work. Okay? And it ain't going to be like that. It's going to be brand new jobs because what the tariffs are going to do is the corporations over there are going to be like, you know what? We don't want to pay these tariffs. So in order to not pay these tariffs, we need to move our big headquarters and everybody to America so we could get that little Made in America sticker. That's going to cause a job resurgence. Then what's going to happen is that's going to kick the economy up. And then what that's going to do is it's going to lower prices for what those particular corporations need. Because it'll all be made here in America. So instead of getting like data chips and all that from China, we're going to have Americans making some data chips. And that's going to go into our computers. Or we're going to send them across a thing and we're going to say, hey, you know what? You want these data chips? That's fine. You can put them in your computers. But guess what? You're going to pay for them and you're going to pay tariffs for them coming back in. So it'll all balance out. With the eggs and stuff and the food and stuff, let me explain to you. In California, right now, it is so hard for farmers to use any kind of water, any kind of anything. Okay? So it goes from say, they have 20 acres. Okay? I lived on a 4.5 acre homestead when I lived in California. Okay? So say you got 20 acres, but you could only use this much water. You could only use this type of fertilizer. You could only do this, that, and the other thing. It's going to cost those people to use that. And they're not using their full 20 acres. They're using like 5 or 10 of them. So by the time that it turns around to where the water is turned back on, as it is now, people are going to be able to water their fields. What's going to happen is that they'll be able to grow more. Heck, maybe they might get better fertilizer from that. I don't know. But that will be when the food prices are lowered. Okay? So don't blame Trump because you ain't got no eggs and you can't afford no eggs and you can't afford this and you can't afford bread. Why don't you look at what which states grow that and which countries send that? China currently has a lot of farmland, and that needs to be returned to the American people so our American farmers can utilize that to bring the prices down more. But see, we can't fight like we're doing. Okay, because Trump could do whatever he wants, and it ain't going to stick. Unless we get behind him and start saying, you know what? No. No, you're not going to use the $30 million to buy condoms for Gaza when there are literally people starving in America. You're not doing it. And that's what he's doing by that freeze right now. Is he seeing where all our money is going to? He's not hurting your SSI. He's not hurting your VA benefits. He's not hurting your welfare. What he is doing is finding out where we're bleeding money and putting a tourniquet on it. I'm so sick and tired of these left-wing yahoos in the government. That doesn't mean the voters. I mean those idiots like Ilhan Omar, who's currently teaching illegals in Arabic how to skirt immigration. You see what I'm saying? So no, it's not the voters that are doing this. It's the people who won their trust who are doing this to them. And I'm sorry to say, but if you have the history that Ilhan Omar has, and you're trying to teach in Arabic or Somalian how to skirt immigration laws, seeing as she's done it, I'm going to have to guess that she's talking to terrorists. Because she sure didn't have a problem with Hamas and Hezbollah and the rest of them. So that's what I'm going to say. But while you're waiting for the prices to drop, let's look at something else. Let's look at how on the first day gas prices went down in the South. They were over $3. And Biden wants a hand clap for raising them to $4 from $2 and then cutting them back down to $3 and some odd cents. He ain't gonna get a hand clap from me. It ain't $2. It ain't under $2. You ain't getting no bravo from me. You ain't did nothing but try and get back to where it was. But Trump, on the first day, our gas prices here in the South dropped from $3.95 a gallon down to $2.75 a gallon. And why is that? Because Trump opened up that pipeline. Trump decided to pull out the energy card and throw it for everybody. Trump brought energy home. But we still gonna have some problems with that. Why are we going to have some problems? Because you remember the fluctuation when Biden said, oh, we going to lower gas prices. We going to do that. And he did for a minute. And then it went right back up. It's because he used the stockpiles of oil in our nation, our national stockpiles, so that he could manipulate the public into thinking he doing something.
National Reserve.
That one, what my husband just said. Okay?
Strategic Reserve, I think it's officially called.
The thing is he ain't did nothing. And quite honestly, Trump will do something. Because he brought back faith to our economy. He brought back faith that jobs are going to come back. He brought back faith in God. He brought back common sense. He brought back decency. He brought back protection for women and children and everybody else around us. And when you think about it, I want you to think about something. You think that our economy is just going to bounce right back because, oh, Trump got into office and it's been 16 days. You literally spent $10,000 a pop per illegal. And there's 16 million plus. $10,000 a pop for 4 years. Okay? You didn't. No, you didn't. Because I'm going to change my rhetoric. You did not. The people who manipulated you did. 10,000 per illegal. You go ahead and do the math because I ain't going to waste my time doing the math. That's a lot of damn money. I'm going to tell you that right now. And it's a lot more damn money to deport them and give them their due process. So when you see these left-wing idiots, politicians, not y'all people, because y'all smarter than that, you just got to be nudged and shown how politics actually works, okay? And that's okay, because I wasn't up on politics a long time ago either. But now I'm getting better at it. And I've come to realize that not only are liberals and Democrats and socialists in our government, God bless us, why do we have socialists in our government? And all these other people, but also Republicans, conservatives, and the rest of them. They're all liars. They twist the truth. Like I said, when Biden said that we have more workers and we had a job growth, we didn't. That was just because people needed to get 2 and 3 jobs to support their family of what one job did in Trump's last administration. And seasonal workers went back to work. You see how that went on during the springtime? That's when construction workers, etc., go back to work. And it happened in the fall time too, because that's when field workers take their butts to work. So it ain't no new jobs. He ain't did nothing. In fact, he sold our land to the Chinese so that we have to pay more for the food and the produce that is grown here in America. Americans, it is time for us to cut this divide. I'm nearly 50 years old. I saw it back when I was a youngin', and Carter had just gotten out of office. But Lord bless my father and my mother. They called Carter the worst president in United States history. God rest his soul. I'm sure he had good qualities. I don't know nothing about Carter. Like I said, I wasn't grown enough back then. I was a baby. But we need to stop this divide that they've caused us. You hear me? Because if we're divided, we're going to allow anything and everything, like Ilhan, like Rashida, like that idiot Jasmine Crockett. I ain't got nothing to say about her because she about dumb as a box of rocks. People like that running our country, like Mitch McConnell, like Schumer, like left and right wing establishment people. I don't even like Mike Johnson. Quite frankly, I don't trust JD. And I believe what they say, that Vivek is absolutely a political hack. He's well on his way to becoming an establishment. Who I do trust, though, is I trust the American people. And I trust them even more because I know that it wasn't just red, right-wing MAGA people, because we ain't got that many numbers that voted for Trump. It's all of us. It was left-wing that may have said, oh, I'm voting for Kamala out loud. But when they went into the voting booth, they were like, you know what? Kamala ain't got nothing. We've seen Trump in action. And to retort and end this video to that God character, whoever that is, my friend, I would rather be paying $30 million taking care of American citizens than spending it on sending condoms and passing it out to Gaza. Because that's what Gaza needs right now, is condoms. And I already know that's not what they're spending it on, okay? We already know that, both left wing and right wing that listen to this video, we already know that's not what that $30 million is for. Just like we already know that Ukraine took that $177 billion and they can't account for $107 billion of it. And why can't they account for that? It's because the oligarchs and that little Oompa Loompa dictator in a tracksuit walked off with all that money and didn't spend it near a dime on the military, on the individuals, on the people, on anything but what they wanted to continue their regime. Okay? We all know that. Just like the 30 million we sent to Gaza, or almost sent to Gaza, didn't go to Gaza for the people, for Band-Aids, for help when they get hurt, for rebuilding, for anything like that. It went straight to the war effort. I trust in the American people. I trust in we the people. And that's not just right-wing individuals. That's all of us. And if you know about this stuff better than somebody else does, educate them. Take the time to state this, because a lot of videos that is coming out nowadays by left-wing people who had so much faith in the people that they voted for, that lied to them, are saying, you know, it only took one post. I started thinking about what that person was saying. And then I started dissecting it, and I saw how both sides lie to us. No, the egg prices haven't gone down. But you know what? Soon, maybe in about a year, year and a half, maybe 2 years, we'll see the prices going down. Don't have faith in Trump. Don't have faith in the government. Don't have faith in your elective officials, because we've seen through what Elon has been doing and opening this all up to see where the money and the pork was being sent to and what it was being put under, that they can't be trusted. Don't trust any of them. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe fat meat greasy. So don't trust Trump. Make him prove it. Make Kash Patel prove it. Make Bondi prove it. Let the government know they are on notice that we, the people, are tired of it. We put all this money into the government, and every single year we're higher and higher in debt. And then we look over their bills, and instead of a comprehensive bill that says, hey, you know what? We're going to start deporting illegal aliens, and this is how we're going to do it. They say, well, you know, we need $100 billion to deport illegal aliens and, you know, put them up in wherever. And then we need, you know, 600,000 to go to the Kennedy Center, and then 500,000 to go to the, this charity and that thing, and, you know, millions of dollars to go down to Argentina so they could watch gay opera. That's what's called pork. So we need to all get together and be united, just like we were. We punished the government for their audacity and their hubris. We all did that. Left wing and right wing. We the people did that. And now we need to tell them in no uncertain terms, show us. No, don't hide nothing from us. Show us. You want us to believe in you. You want our faith back in you. You want our trust in you, FBI, CIA, DOJ, all them people. Prove it. Prove you deserve it. Earn it. And that's Real with Robo.